Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon. Young and the Restless weekly spoilers. Kyle slapped with reality check. Meanwhile, someone's dreams come true while another is racked with guilt. On Y&R, check out the newest spoilers for the CBS soap opera. Young and the Restless weekly spoilers. Kyle Abbott in over his head. This week on Y&R, Kyle Abbott gets drunk and goes off on his dad, Jack Abbott. He winds up spilling the beans that he's running Glissade and working for the enemy. Later, his ex-wife, Summer Newman, confronts him about moving out of the Abbott mansion. Summer is furious that he didn't tell her. She had to hear it from his mother. She tells Kyle that if he thinks he's going to take their son away, he is delusional. She already wants to revisit their custody agreement on Young and the Restless. Plus, she's getting her lawyers involved, so she might try to get full custody of Harrison Locke. Of course, she is not his biological mother. She's not even his adoptive mother. That she would get sole custody are slim to none. Unless she tries to prove that Kyle's unfit and Harrison is better off with her. No doubt, things are going to get ugly. Y&R weekly spoilers. Audra on cloud 9. While Kyle Abbott, Michael Miller, is at war with his entire family, his new business partner, Audra Charles Zulika Silver, couldn't be happier with her new position at Glissade. But Nate Hastings, seen Dominic, thinks it's a bad idea and calls her out on it. Soon, Audra may try to push Kyle out, especially if Nate gets in her head. Meanwhile, Nick Newman, Joshua Morrow, and Phyllis Summers, Michelle Stafford, clash. They disagree on the best way to help their daughter, Summer Newman, Allison Lanier. Elsewhere on Young and the Restless, Victor Newman, Eric Braden, antagonizes Jack Abbott, Peter Bergman. Then he tells his granddaughter, Claire Grace Howard, Haley Aaron, that Kyle is bad news. Later, Claire has a hard time with her family. Young and the Restless next week spoilers. Adam goes on a guilt trip. Meanwhile, on Y&R, Adam Newman, Mark Grossman, drowns in guilt over his role in The Hay with his ex, Chelsea Lawson, Melissa Claire Egan. No doubt, he feels horrible for stepping out on his girlfriend, Sally Spectra, Courtney Hope. And this week, Chelsea makes him feel even worse when she guilt trips him. Then she establishes boundaries with someone, most likely Adam. No doubt that's a good thing because it will stop them from making the same mistake again. Later, Victor assigns Adam a new task at Newman Media. Meanwhile, Sally attempts to make things right with Summer. Elsewhere, Sharon Newman's Sharon case, past haunts her. Plus, Daniel Romalotti, Michael Graziadei, makes a big decision about his life. Also on Young and the Restless, Devin Hamilton, Bretton James, teams up with Nate against Billy Abbott, Jason Thompson. And Lily Winters, Crystal Khalil, takes a giant risk. In addition, Danny Romalotti, Michael Damian, and Christine Blair Williams, Laura Lee Bell, surprise Tracy Abbott, Beth Maitland in Paris. Y&R is sizzling this summer. Don't miss a minute to see if Kyle Abbott self-destructs on the CBS daytime drama. The buzzing atmosphere of Genoa City's chic cafes and sophisticated lounges was palpable as the weekly spoilers for The Young and the Restless promised another thrilling saga. Kyle Abbott, the town's beloved yet often misguided son, was at the center of it all, unknowingly walking towards a confrontation that would shake his world. Kyle had always carried himself with an air of invincibility, a trait that both attracted and repelled those around him. The Abbott name had its privileges, and Kyle wore it like a second skin. This week, however, that skin was about to be peeled back, exposing the vulnerabilities and truths he tried so hard to ignore. The morning began like any other, with Kyle sipping his espresso at Society, the bustling restaurant co-owned by his ex Lola. His phone buzzed incessantly with messages from work, friends, and the occasional paparazzi inquiry. His mind, however, was elsewhere, preoccupied with the recent tension with Summer. Their relationship, a roller coaster of passion and betrayal, was on the rocks once again. He was determined to salvage it, but little did he know that the universe had other plans. Across town, Summer Newman sat in her office at Jabbit, her fingers tapping rhythmically on her desk as she stared at the photo of her and Kyle from happier times. She loved him deeply, but his recent actions had left her questioning everything. She was tired of the secrets, the half-truths, and the constant push and pull. Today, she decided, was the day Kyle would have to face reality. Kyle's reverie at society was interrupted by the arrival of his cousin, Billy Abbott. Billy's carefree demeanor masked a wisdom that Kyle often underestimated. Today, however, Billy was uncharacteristically serious. He slid into the seat opposite Kyle, his eyes searching his cousin's face. "Kyle, we need to talk," Billy began, his tone leaving no room for the usual banter. Kyle raised an eyebrow, curious but not overly concerned. "What's up, Billy? You look like you've seen a ghost." Billy leaned in, his voice low. "It's about Summer. She's not doing well, man. You've got to step up or let her go. This back and forth is tearing her apart." Kyle's jaw tightened. He wasn't one to be lectured, especially by Billy, but there was something in his cousin's eyes that made him pause. "I love Summer. I'm trying to fix things." Billy shook his head. "Trying isn't enough anymore. You need to be honest with her, with yourself. You've got to make a choice." As Billy's words lingered in the air, Kyle's phone buzzed again. This time it was a message from Summer. "Meet me at the park. We need to talk." Kyle's heart raced as he made his way to the park, a serene oasis in the midst of the city's chaos. Summer was already there, sitting on a bench, her expression unreadable. As he approached, she stood up, her eyes locking onto his with a determination that sent a chill down his spine. "Kyle, I can't keep doing this," she began, her voice steady but laced with emotion. "I love you, but I need more than what you're giving me. I need honesty, commitment, and respect." Kyle reached out to her, but she stepped back, her eyes blazing. "No, Kyle, you need to listen. For once, really listen. I know about the secrets and lies. I know about you and Tara." The mention of Tara's name was like a punch to the gut. Kyle's face paled, his mind racing. How did she know? What did she know? "Summer, it's not what you think," he stammered, but she cut him off. "It's exactly what I think, Kyle. I deserve better than this. We deserve better than this. You need to make a choice. Us or your lies. You can't have both." Her words hung in the air, a stark ultimatum that left Kyle reeling. He realized then that he had been taking Summer for granted, assuming she would always be there, no matter what. But now, faced with the possibility of losing her, he saw his mistakes with painful clarity. As Summer walked away, Kyle was left alone with his thoughts, the reality of his actions crashing down on him. He needed to make things right, but first he had to come to terms with the truth he had been hiding from himself. Meanwhile, back at Jabbit, Jack Abbott sat in his office, contemplating his son's predicament. He had seen the tension between Kyle and Summer, and knew that something had to give. Jack decided it was time for a father-son talk, one that Kyle couldn't avoid. Later that evening, Kyle returned to the Abbott mansion, his mind still reeling from the day's events. Jack was waiting for him in the living room, his expression a mix of concern and resolve. "Dad, I need to talk to you," Kyle began, but Jack held up a hand. "No, Kyle. I need to talk to you. Sit down." Kyle obeyed, feeling like a child about to be scolded. Jack's eyes bored into his, and for the first time in a long time, Kyle felt truly exposed.